UFC 291 predictions. Man, UFC 290 was one of my favorite events we've had in a long time, and yet here we are with 291, and I feel like this card has the potential to be just as good or even better than UFC 290. There are some huge fights on this card. It's pretty stacked. We're going to jump straight into the main card predictions. Kevin Holland versus Michael Chiesa. And I always love watching Kevin Holland fight. He has some elite striking and is always going to be one of the most entertaining guys on the card. This fight to open the main card is a banger. Obviously, if this fight gets to the ground, Michael has the advantage. But in the striking department, you got to give this one to Kevin. I think Kevin's been getting better on the ground. All right, his takedown defense is getting better. His jiu-jitsu also getting better. I think he's going to take this one. I see a knockout coming for Kevin Holland. And honestly, I'm going to go with Kevin Holland by a round 2 knockout. I just think he's getting better and better. For some reason, the heart is telling me a big win's coming for Kevin Holland. Up next, we got Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. And honestly, this fight kind of makes me sad. At this point, it kind of hurts me to watch Tony Ferguson keep going. I wish he would just retire at this point. The man had an insane prime. The UFC has done him dirty at some points, not giving him a title shot on that insane run he had. But I think it's time to hang it up. I see another loss coming for Tony Ferguson. I think Bobby Green's just going to be a little too much for him. However, I think this one is going to go the distance. Tony's always been a pretty durable guy. Not the best outing for him in his last performance against Nate Diaz. And we all know what happened in that Michael Chandler fight. I'm going with Bobby Green by a decision. Up next, we got Steven Wonderboy Thompson versus Michel Pereira. And I am hyped for this fight. I think this one is going to be insane. All striking incoming for this fight. Two great strikers. Wonderboy, a legend in the game. Probably the most wholesome UFC fighter I've ever seen. And you know, every time Michel Pereira fights, it's always going to be an entertaining one. He has some of the most unique striking I've seen in the UFC. I'm really interested to see how Wonderboy approaches that type of fight style from Pereira. I do think that Wonderboy's experience is going to take over this fight. He is a veteran of the game. He has seen it all at this point, and he's not going up against a highly skilled wrestler, so you already know this is his realm. It's hard to beat him at his own game. But you never know with Pereira's striking. He is willing to throw stuff out there that I've never even seen before. And sometimes it's hard to see that stuff coming. So you never know. I think the experience from Wonderboy is just going to be too much. The striking is going to be crisp. And he is going to win this fight by a decision. Wonderboy, decision. That's what I'm going with. And now the co-main event. Another incredible fight. I can't believe this thing is happening, especially so soon after his last loss. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. Pereira coming off of that middleweight championship loss to Israel Adesanya. And now I'm conflicted about this one. Part of me feels like there's a chance that Jan Blachowicz is just going to be too much on the ground for Pereira. He's going to get him down and he is going to win this fight pretty easily. Because it is true, if Jan can get him on the ground and do damage quickly with relative ease without pushback from Pereira, this fight is going to be one-sided. We haven't even seen Pereira go up against an elite wrestler. And now he's gone up in a division against a big dude in Jan Blachowicz. The strength is going to be crazy. I hope he's been working on that takedown defense. And now the other part of me is saying that Alex Pereira is going to knock him out. In my eyes, Pereira is probably one of the scariest guys in the UFC. The intimidation factor is like no other. Like just look at this man. I'm going to go ahead and say that Pereira's wrestling is getting better. At least the takedown defense. And I think in terms of striking, Pereira is on another level and the power is insane. Jan has some crazy knockout power too, don't get me wrong. But I think it's just too crisp from Pereira. It's going to be too much. I think he's going to knock out Jan Blachowicz. I hope this prediction does not come back and make me look terrible. I do think Jan's going to get him down, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish it. And eventually, I think Pereira is going to find that mark. He's going to land that big left hand and finish this fight. I'm going with Alex Pereira in a first round knockout. I just changed my mind right now. First round knockout from Pereira here. I think Jan is going to get baited into a striking fight. He's going to want to prove something, not try to get it on the ground immediately, and it's going to get him in danger quick and out of there in one round. And now finally, the main event, another one that is destined for greatness here. Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I always enjoy watching him fight. You know this fight is also going to be fireworks. Both guys are going to throw and land big shots. Dustin obviously won the first fight, but some time has passed. These guys are more experienced. I don't know how different the fight's going to go. These guys are going to come out swinging. And here's what I'm thinking about this one. My mind is telling me Dustin Poirier is going to get it, but my heart is telling me Justin Gaethje. The last time I had one of these predictions was Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. I said the mind was telling me Pereira, the heart was telling me Adesanya, and I went with the heart, and I got it right, and I'm doing that one more time. I'm going with the heart on this one. I'm saying Justin Gaethje is going to win this fight by a TKO stoppage. This is going to be an absolute war, in my opinion. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think a lot of people see that coming. This one is going to be an all-time classic, most likely. I think they're going to stand and bang. I think both guys are going to meet in the middle, and it's going to be one of those fights. Not much more to say about this one. I'm going to go with a fourth round finish for Justin Gaethje. I'm sticking with that. I'm going with the heart. Justin Gaethje is taking this rematch and he's getting a title shot. I'm saying it here now. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. Subscribe for more UFC content and updates. The support is much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Peace.